When you leave it every single year, you kind of hope you don't come back. And when you come back, you wonder why in the world, or to say honestly, you say, Hashem, please, whatever you want, please put into my mouth. Hashem should put the right words in. We should be Zocheh. This is the last year of Galut, and see the world of Geulah. I want to tell you the speech tonight is entirely from a rabbi that I'm close to in Israel. Last year we spoke about him as well. His name is Rav Moshe Levi. He lives in Bnei Brak. He's a rabbi that I've been close to for almost a decade. I called him on Friday. He downloaded Yisodot that I've never heard before. I have no idea how I'm going to try to share them. If you hear something you like, just give him the credit directly. Leave me out of it completely. If you hear something that you don't like, assume that on the way down, my head messed it up. So let's make sure that's clear. Nothing here should be taken as something that is mine. It is not. It doesn't belong to me. So the rabbi and I had a conversation on Friday, and I'm just going to share with you that conversation through my Tameh mind. One of the great mistakes that we make, as he said to me, was when you get to Tisha B'Av, we assume that the goal of Tisha B'Av is to be sad. Somewhere along the line, they told us that if you're sad, you're yotzeh. So we try to tell stories of terrible things. If you can get in a good cry before Chatzot tomorrow, you win. Then you sit up and you just count till you're done. Bagel tomorrow night. Then you have Shabbos Nachamu, which is the celebration that you don't have to have Tisha B'Av for another year. The two happiest holidays, what are the two happiest Shabbatot of the year? Shabbos Nachamu, which means no Tisha B'Av, and Sukkot, which is no Yom Kippur. That's the way we see the world. And so I got to get sad tonight. And if I can get sad tonight, somehow manufacture it for me. I don't really miss the Beit HaMikdash. I never met the Beit HaMikdash. Really, let's be honest. Like, it's Tisha B'Av. If you're sitting on the floor, you could be straight. If there's a night of the year, we could just talk straight. We don't miss the Beit HaMikdash. Let's stop pretending. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. We've never been there before. We don't know what it's like to have a korban. We just want a better galut. So that's why we got to tell stories about this guy and that guy and all the things bad happening in the world because we're scared and scared. Because what scared means is my galut is not good enough. I would otherwise feel secure here and it'd be fine. Give me some more money. So you give me an anti-Semite, I get scared. I'm not missing Hashem in Israel. I just want here to be good. But how do I manufacture sadness? Scare me about my galut. Then I'm like, I want better galut. I get in a cry. Check the box. Here comes the bagel. Shabbos Nachmu, meet you in a year. What's really the goal? How do we fix this thing? So let's go back to the story. Every year with Hashem's help, we tell the story. And the beauty of Torah is that it is so deep. It is so rich that when Hashem says something in the book, that is so filled with meaning that you can spend your entire life. You see tzaddikim, chachamim, you hear of Chaim Kanievsky, he would finish and start. It's an amazing concept, finish and start. Why? Because just when you finish, you start because it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. You think because you snorkel, you see the ocean. You think when you scuba dive, you see the ocean. You tell the same story again and again and it reapplies. You pray again and again and it reapplies. One of the great stories that are why we're here for. Tonight, the anniversary of tonight was the time where Hashem brought the Jewish people to Canaan. And they go into Canaan with the spies. We all know the story. And they come out of Canaan with the spies and they start to cry. Tonight, they're crying. Picture. They are in the desert crying. Why are they crying for? Because they walked into Eretz Canaan and they saw giants. They just came out of Egypt. It's PTSD. They're Holocaust survivors. 210 years. They don't know how to fight. They didn't fight Egypt. Hashem fought Egypt. They cry all the time. They cried in Egypt. Hashem saved them. They cried by the Yam Suf. Hashem saved them. They cried. Hashem gave them water. This is what they do. They're growing up. What do you expect it from them. They walk in, they see giants. They don't know how to fight wars. They see this guy's huge. Their fruits are huge. They come out, they start to cry. You know why they cried? Because they're scared. That's not for nothing. That's for fear. A minute ago they cried, and Hashem split a sea. 10 minutes earlier they cried, Hashem showed up in Moshe Rabbeinu. You know why they cried for? Because they were legitimately scared. Hashem says, you what? B'chinat chinam? You cried for nothing? Oh, wait. Just wait. Can I ask you a question? Was it really for nothing? Was it really for nothing? They just came out of Egypt. They walk in. They see giants. What, are you going to fight a war with your wife and your children? You go up against giants with your family? The whole nation walks in? That's for nothing? 10 minutes ago, you cried. God splits the sea. Now you cry. God says, not only am I going to punish you, I'm going to possibly wipe you out. And then forever. Does that make sense? We're going to nod it through again? Another year? Yeah. Bichinat chinam. Where's bichinat? What's the chinam? What's the extra? Chinam means for nothing. But here's another question when you think about it. There's another chinam that we use a lot. You know what we use a lot of chinam? Sinat chinam. But what does that story have to do with sinat chinam? And can I tell you something? If you really think about it, every year we talk about how sinat chinam. Do you really feel like you have sinat chinam? A little bit, fine, you're a human being. Do we hate each other? For real? We don't do for each other? We don't take care of each other? You don't give money out of your pockets for someone you don't know? Sinat chinam? Where? What's sinat chinam? What does that even mean? So what are we fixing? So we say sinat chinam another year. We nod through it. And then what? What are you fixing? I don't even understand something. The b'chinat chinam I don't get, and the sinat chinam I don't get. So what are we doing here? We're playing around. We're playing games. What's going on? What is the goal for tonight? Listen to what the rabbi told me. Listen to this. This is incredible. I hope I can say it with Hashem's help. Please, Hashem. Listen to what he said. Imagine a kid. And the little kid, anyone who's ever seen a little kid before, it's an incredible thing, little kids. They come out and they basically are completely incapable of doing anything. They're not, they don't think, they don't know anything. All they know how to do is cry and eat and go to the bathroom. And if you don't have a team around them at all times, they can't operate. And we don't realize this, but if you look at the life of a child from birth until 2, 3, they're in pain a lot. There's a lot of crying going on with kids. You don't see adults cry as much as you see little kids cry. They're always crying. Even when good kids are crying. When they're hungry, they're crying. When they're tired, they're crying. When they're dirty, they're crying. They're constantly crying. They get older. And they're still crying. Maybe the crying is a little different. They're kvetching. But if you see little kids grow up, you'll find something amazing. Little kids, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, grow so much. It's incredible. By the time you're 4 years old, everything you have now in your life, you had by 4. Eating, sleeping, drinking, reading, every quality you have. All you added was like a little bit of Torah, maybe a little math and science, Genick. After that, think of what you did from 5 until now. It's not that impressive. Until 5, every life skill you need in your life, you got by 5 years old. It's an amazing thing. They're growing and growing and growing, but they're always crying and crying and failing and failing. Watch a little kid grow up. It's an amazing thing. The kid tries to walk. He can't. He falls. He can't. He falls. He can't. He falls. If it was us, we'd try twice and we'd crawl into a car. He keeps on going and going and going. Watch him eat. He keeps on all over the place. The food's all over the place. You ever see a kid in the back of the seat singing a song? He gets like 20% right. And we're all so happy. We're taking videos. He looks at the thing and goes, Cheetos. We're like, Cheetos. Wow, Cheetos. Take a picture, Cheetos. If you would take Cheetos now, you take if you get half a word right when you're in 9th grade, they give you a 50. They call on your parents. Next thing you know, you're on Ritalin. You know what I'm saying? Back then, forget about it. You're getting 20% right, 30% right, and you're failing, and you're failing, and you're failing, and you're failing. And you know what's amazing about kids? They can fail again and again and again and again and again. You know what they do when they fail? They feel pain. Pain. It's not a joke. They feel pain. The kid falls on the floor. He's crying. The kid's looking for mommy. She's crying. The kid's hungry. They feel pain. The kid's trying to learn how to read, and they're at the desk, and they feel pain. They don't know how to get the words right. But something amazing happens to that little kid. The second they feel pain, they have an instinct to just try to solve the pain. They just try again. They feel a second of pain, and they feel full, and they're good. They're happy again. They can cry for an hour, and all of a sudden you give them the bottle, and they're happy. They forgot. They're not mad at you forever. You could forget a feeding. They're not going to hold the grudge from ages 1 to 3. Oh, you remember when I was 1 year old, you missed the bottle? They can fall and get up and fall and get up and fall and get up. And it's an amazing thing. It's amazing. You watch kids learning how to walk, and mommy is freaking out because her next door neighbor's kid learned how to walk 2 months earlier and she's having a panic attack. That kid is not upset. He doesn't lose hope. The kid, mommy's like, I can't believe it. Should I call the doctor? Kid's like, I got this, Ma, relax. And he tries and he tries and he gets it. He doesn't feel bad about himself. She doesn't feel bad about himself that she only knows 20% of the song. She doesn't feel bad about himself that he keeps on trying to go to the bathroom, but he doesn't know how to, and the whole house is a mess. They don't feel bad. They just keep on pain, fixing it. Pain, fixing it. And it's an amazing thing. You see the little kids, nothing's getting in their way. And then all of a sudden, something happens. That little kid becomes 8 and 9 and 10. And they come home and they can't get reading, and they turn to mommy and they say, I can't get reading. And mommy goes, okay, let's keep on trying. They go, mommy, no, I can't get reading because I'm dumb. Mommy goes, who says you're dumb? I'm dumb. What? The kid's in the house making jokes. Next thing you know, he goes to school. He comes back from school. He just starts making jokes. What's the matter? I'm not funny. I thought you were funny. The kid's diving on the couch catching footballs with his dad. Next thing you know, 3 years later, I hate sports. What do you hate sports for? What happened? A minute ago, you'd fall and get up, fall and get up, fall and get up, fall and get up. All of a sudden, you wake up one morning, and you determine you're not good at sports. You're not funny, you're not pretty. You're dumb? What happened? Who told you? You failed? Don't we know how to do this? You pick up and you keep on rolling. But now you fail and you feel depressed. Now you fail and you feel sad. Now you fail and you can't? Who told you you can't? You know who told them they can't? Nobody. But we live in life. And the way life works is you grow up in a world with other people. And that little kid used to have just one mommy and daddy, but now he has 15 kids in his classroom. It's okay, it's life. Let's just call it out tonight. It's Tisha B'Av, let's figure this out. Just life. When you're getting 20% right in the song in the back, mommy's taking videos. When you get 20% right in class, they're having meetings about you because there's some other kid in the class that got 100% right on the first turn, so you must not be able to catch up at your grade level. When you're catching passes on the bed, the couch with your dad, you're the greatest player in the world. When you go to school in the backyard and they're picking kids for the class and you drop a pass, every kid stops picking you first. And now you stop playing the sport. What happened in the life of that kid? What happened in the life of the kid is called others. You live in a world with other people. And you live in a world with other people, those other people starts to trigger something in your eyes. Listen closely. Last year, if you were here, imagine a year ago, we spoke about a midah called kin'ah. Kin'ah comes from the Greek virus of competition. If you have something, I feel like I want that. But the rabbi said to me, listen to this. There's another aspect of kin'ah that you don't understand that is even more powerful. There's a midah called kin'ah. Kin'ah means jealousy, but there's a jealousy that's aggressive jealousy. You have it, I want it. But there's another jealousy. There's a depressive jealousy. The guy wins first place and raises a trophy. His second place guy wants the first place. The 10th place kid says, I knew I was bad at running. Why do you know you're bad at running for? Because I'm jealous, but you're so far from who I am that my jealousy is, I can't even recognize it. It's turning into sadness. I'm not enough. There's a midah of kin'ah that comes out when we want what someone has, but there's a hidden midah that's even more powerful, that is impacting our lives and makes us sad and makes us hopeless and makes us feel like we can't and even makes us feel depressed. And that midah is called kin'ah. And the kin'ah that we feel is other people have it and I don't. And I can't. Look at that person's life. They figured out how to make money and I can't. There's something wrong with me. Look at that marriage. Come here, take a young couple. Let's look at someone else's marriage. Look how perfect they look on the screen, even though it took them 40 pictures and stopped fighting for 2 seconds. And then we messed up the picture with all this cool stuff. It's still, look at the backdrop that's fake, but look at the backdrop. I feel like we're less. You know, the joke, everyone to the right of me is a fanatic. Everyone to the left of me is barely Jewish. Why are they fanatics for? Because I see you. And if you look more religious than me, or you act or talk in a way that triggers me, you threaten me. I'm jealous, but it's not a jealousy that I want what you have. I just feel less in your presence. There's a midah called kinah that we have that comes into our lives as we go through life. And sometimes it manifests as I want, and sometimes it manifests as I can't, and it makes us give up. The rabbi says, listen to what he says, if you look at depression, okay, I'm not getting into clinical trauma, forget that. Sadness, atzvut, I can'tness. That feeling that we all feel, I'm not enough. I'm giving up. I can't fight through failure. I can't become more. I feel pain in my life for the lack and my failures. There's pain in my relationships. I'm not the best husband. I'm not the best wife. I'm not the best son. I'm not the best Jew. I have pain in my relationships. I can feel the loss of what could be. And the way I dealt with pain when I was little was I was able to look at pain and get better and better and better. I never gave up. I sang that song 80 times. I crawled until I could walk. I read until it was possible. I knew pain. Pain means keep on going. Pain means focus. Pain means I can get there. Pain is an excitement for I'm going to figure it out. But once there's other people in my life that have it already, that pain means I'm not enough. The sadness, the I can'tness, the brokenness of our people because we see each other. And what makes us jealous, we feel if somebody else has something, it must mean that I can't get it. I'm not first or second place, I'm 10th place. And I can't push through the pain. I can't recognize that there's a gap in my relationship to Hashem. I'm not the best Jew because I'm not perfect. And Hashem says, I put you on this earth not to be perfect. Why aren't you working towards me? Where have you gone? I can't. Who says you can't? Look at all the people that can. Why aren't you killing to be a good spouse? You're alive. I gave you a spouse. So what? There's pain. Fight to make it better. Why aren't you figuring out every single day how I could be a better person? How come when you hit the floor during tefillah? How come when you hit the floor during shmirat einayim? How come when you hit the floor during your family fights? Why don't you get up in the morning and go, yes, I can. You did it when you were 1. You did it when you were 2. What changed? Now you're smarter. Now you can do it better. You can go get classes. You can figure it out. Why aren't you excited every day of your life to get better? If God gave you the ability, why don't you wake up every morning and say, today's going to be better. My shacharit's going to rock. Okay, it hits the floor. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be better and smarter. Oh my God, Hashem, you gave me another day. You gave me another day. You gave me the whole world. Torah anytime. I can go anywhere in the world and learn classes. I can be better. I can say I'm sorry. I can learn new parts of myself. I can be vulnerable. I could be so much more. And every day and every year in my whole life when I'm done, I can be the best guy. I can't. I'm so excited. Of course I failed. Welcome to my life. I've been failing since I was born. Failure is the process of growth. I know that. That's how I learned how to read. That's how I learned how to walk. That's how I learned how to eat. You see what my house looked like for the first year of my life before I was still figuring out how to put that food in my mouth. I didn't know how to go to the bathroom for the first part of my life. I learned. Why do we wake up in the morning every day of our lives and are so pumped to get better? Why doesn't the pain that we feel, that the loss of who we can be, trigger an excitement to keep on getting better? Because we have kin'ah. But it's not the kin'ah of last year that we spoke about. I want what's yours. It's a much deeper, much more powerful, much more destructive kin'ah. The rabbi says it's a kin'ah of I'm not good enough. I can't, because if I were to look at this rabbi, look how holy he is. I can't be like that. Look at this couple walking down the street staring at each other. It's like gross. Man, we can't be like that. I heard a story of a guy whose son said, Daddy, can you help me? He turned the world upside down. And he cared about his kid, turned him into a Talmid Chacham. I can't. I yelled at my kid yesterday. Look at this world. Look how successful people are. Look how this guy can figure out how to make. Look at this. Look how she's able to dress so nice. Look at the ches. We think it's that we're less. We're jealous. But the jealousy is manifesting as hopelessness, depression, I can't, atzvut, sadness. And God looks at us and goes, are you crazy? What happened to you? You're my little kid. I put you on this earth in the fourth quarter of Jewish history. What happened to you? You're my little boy. You're my little girl. Wait, I got you. I'm holding you up. I'm your parent. When you were 1, you cried to me. How come when you're 50, you stopped? What happened? Why are you looking left and right? Why aren't you looking down? I'm holding you up. You're on my shoulders. I've given you your life. I've put you in this world. Yes, I've made you stumble. You know why? Because you're human. And if you wouldn't stumble, what do I need you on this earth for? To not stumble? You know, the Kutzker Rebbe's son-in-law, I believe, was the Avnei Nezer. And there was a story that he got sick. Shirley Besser has a great book on Kutzker. Everyone should buy it. The Kutzker Rebbe. And Avnei Nezer, I believe, his son-in-law got sick. And they came to him and said, pray for him. And the Kutzker says, why? He says, because he's such a Talmid Chacham, and he's a Baal Midot. And he goes, he's not such a Talmid Chacham. And they were like, oh, imagine the father-in-law, the kid's sick, the father-in-law goes, relax. Everyone's so offended. You see, son-in-law, he's not a Talmid Chacham. Yeah, he's Baal Midot, he's okay. Talmid Chacham. And everyone's like going, they're so offended. And all of a sudden, if Avnei Nezer gets better, and they go, Rabbi, why'd you say that about your son-in-law? He goes, if I would say my son-in-law is perfect, what do we need him in the earth for? I wanted Shemayim to hear, he's not so perfect, relax. For them to say, he's not so perfect, he was supposed to be perfect. Okay, I got to give him more years to work. Are you kidding me? Perfection? Hashem wants perfection, ya malach? Hashem wants workers. Failure. Hit the floor. Get back up. You know, one time I called the rabbi, and he gave me musar for something, and I was upset, so he hung up the phone. So I called back the Rabbi Levi. I called him back, and he says, what's the matter with him? I said, Rabbi, I thought I was doing okay. He goes, okay? He goes, no one's doing okay. I'm like, what? He goes, everyone's on a ladder. You go up, you come down. You go up, you come down. Come on. Life's not about being okay. You keep on growing, and then you fall, and you keep on going, and then you fall. It's called being alive. So he tells me this story. He says like this, listen to this story. He goes, imagine there are 2 boys. And this is what Tisha B'Av is really about. So he tells me. He goes, there are 2 boys. The father's away on a business trip, and he's got 2 boys in the house. 2, let's say 8-year-old, let's say 10-year-old boys. So the father comes back, and the boys miss their dad. And so one boy says, my father loves coffee. My father comes home, I'm going to make sure he's got a hot cup of coffee. The car pulls in. The kid runs to the kitchen. Cup of coffee, hot, perfect glass mug, waits at the door for his dad. He's got another boy, his brother. And he says, my father's coming home from work. I remember from the trip last week, he was looking for his slippers. He couldn't find them. I knew where they were. I got my dad the slippers. And when I got my dad the slippers, he was so touched that in his pocket had a $100 bill. So the rabbi tells me, he goes, and he gave me 100. He said, this is perfect timing for another 100. You know, this is like great timing. He's going to come home. He doesn't have his slippers. He's on the I can score. So the dad comes in, and he sees the slippers in one hand and like his hand out like this, Another kid just standing with a cup of coffee. And the dad sizes it up in a second. He looks at one son and he says, thanks. He looks at the other son with the coffee and he goes, I'm so thank you. It was selfless. You did it just for me. The boy goes upstairs to his room, the slipper boy. Now, the slipper boy goes upstairs to his room. What should the slipper boy be thinking to himself right now? I messed up. I've got my father. He comes home from work. He gives me my whole life. What's wrong with me? My brother got it right. Just give. I have to ask in return. I should ask myself, what does my father want from me? Just give him. He's not going to take care of me. I'm asking for $100. Am I nuts? Look at how beautiful. Look how much nachat he had for my brother. My brother just gave selflessly, and he had so much nachas. I didn't realize that just giving my father slippers, just with my full heart, would have opened up his eyes and made that smile. I saw the way he smiled at my brother, and I thought to myself, what is wrong with me? But what happens when that brother has a little of that kin'ah, the jealousy? What does he say? My brother? This is who he loves? You know what? The slippers was much harder than the coffee. I had to go downstairs. They were gross. I picked them up. I brought them upstairs. What's the big deal? My father's the kid, but he always loved my brother more. He always cared about my brother more. It was my brother, always my brother. That's what it is. He loves my brother. I can't believe it. The first time, had the kid not said that before he would have thought that, had he just said, I want my father to his eyes to open up, before he thinks about his brother's competition, what would he done? He would have gotten so excited. He would have woke up early in the morning and said, Daddy, your slippers, just for you. I know how to fix the problem. I know what's wrong. I'm thinking about myself. I should be thinking about you. I got it. The pain that I felt last night was the pain of you looking at me and knowing that you want me for selfish reasons. I didn't realize that what you really want is to want me for non-selfish reasons. I'm only a kid. I stumbled and I falled and I saw your eyes light up to my brother, and I realized a second that I could get better, and I'm used to failing because I'm a human being. And you know what? That pain that I feel in you being distant to me, I figured out that if I can just be a little more selfless, I can turn to you and I can be able to be selfless, and your eyes will light up to me as well. Daddy, I'm up since 5 o'clock in the morning. Here are your slippers. Excitement. That night would have been painful. He would have cried that night, but he would have woke up in the morning with a bren, with a fire. He knows how to do it. But the second his eyes go on his brother, the second his eyes go as opposed to up to his dad, to the side of his brother, he walks on and goes, you think he's so religious? You think he's so great? Do me a favor. You always loved him more than me. You favored him more than me. Because you know why? I'm not enough. I don't learn enough. I don't do things enough. I didn't think about the coffee. I thought about the slippers. I did this. And he'd wake up in the morning and he'd be sad, atzvus, depressed. The atzvus comes from the fact that his eyes are focused to the side and not focused to the top. Tisha B'Av is not about depression. The rabbi says Tisha B'Av is the pain that we feel that we somehow got lost all year. What are we thinking? That the dollar's coming from a boss? That the security is coming from the police? That Iran is being stopped by a bunch of planes? How did I let my year go by? And all I think about when I turn to Hashem, all I think about is how much money He gives me. How many times do I turn to the Rebbeinu Shalom and say, Hashem, I'm praying, can I get? I'm praying, can I get? I'm doing, can I get? And I see the way He wants me to be. And I see the pain that I feel, that I don't have the Shekhinah. I don't have the relationship. I don't feel Him walking with me. I could learn better. I could be better. I know I could be better. And that feeling that I feel on Tisha B'Av is I sit on the floor and what I'm feeling is my life, as good as it is, still feels empty because I don't feel Hashem smile at me. And it manifests in all the stuff in my life, and it manifests in my family, and it manifests with wherever it is. But what that feeling feels like, if any single one of us is going through anything, and we knew that Hashem would come down, smile at us, and say, "Just keep on going. You're making me proud," we would walk through walls for Him. So what is that feeling that I feel? The feeling that I feel, the pain that I feel in Tisha B'Av is the pain of how did I let my life go these many years and I'm so focused on myself. I missed the chance to be able to give to Hashem so Him to look at me and go, I'm so proud of you. I put you on this earth. I gave you a family. I gave you a life. I gave you breath. I gave you Torah. And what did you give it back to me? You Amazon.God me all day? No. And we sit here on the floor and we go, at the end of all of it, we're still on the floor. We have to worry about a mayor that can't protect us. Are you kidding me? Like that's what we're up to in our history now? Like we're still back here. What are we, back in Europe? We're sitting in Russia again in the old days. We have to worry about a cassette. This is what we're up to again? Does this not end? Again, another thing. There's an anti-Semite. How many more years we're doing the same thing? We're on the same circle. They hate us, they love us. They hate us, they love us. I'm scared, I'm not scared. It's a joke. Hashem's like, hello? This whole world that you're so obsessed with, it's worthless. It's me and you. You're not perfect. I put you on this earth not to be perfect. It's okay, feel the pain. Sit on the floor. The rabbi says, you know why we sit on the floor on Tisha B'Av? You know what he said to me? Because you know where the Shekhinah goes to Tisha B'Av into mourning? The Shekhinah goes on the floor. You know what we do? Like, you know when you go to your friend and your friend's hurt and your friend just sits on the floor out of depression? You know what you do to your friend? You sit next to him on the floor. Because you know why we sit on the floor for? Because the Shekhinah's on the floor. And we're like, Hashem, I don't care. I'm sitting with you. I just want to be with you. You're on the floor. I'm on the floor. It's uncomfortable, but I'm next to you, Hashem. Tisha B'Av is the time where we're sitting around and we say, I feel the pain, but the pain that I feel is a pain of the lack of Hashem in my life. It's not a pain of losing or winning. But you know what happens if I feel the pain? I realize that I can get it back. I realize that I could be able to fight to be able to get back to Hashem. And if you sit on, he says to me, he goes, if you sit to Tisha B'Av tomorrow morning and you're not excited to see how you can fix your life to find Hashem, you missed it. It's about the bagel. It's still about the world. We just want galut. It's the same nonsense. We just want God to give us the $100. It's the same relationship. But if you say to yourself right now, my life is not great, you know why? Because if I don't have Hashem in my life, if I go one more day walking down this street, and most of the world, even Jews, don't know that Hashem said, stop working on Shabbat. There are people, and they don't even know better, that are violating the will of the king in the king's palace. What kind of world is this? So what if my house is big? What kind of world do I live in? When so many people, I can have a war in a minute, Hashem can have a win, and people think that Donald Trump won the war for us. The whole world is kissing the ring of the president? Kissing the ring of the president? The king of all kings won the war for us, and most of the world is kissing the ring of the president? This is the world? I don't want this anymore, Hashem. I want the whole world to see that you run it. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm going to try. I'm going to learn. Tomorrow, Shachrit, I'm going to try. And I'll fail, and I'll fail. I'm going to try. I'm going to come home. I'm going to be a better husband. Hashem, I'm with you. It's me and you. I want you. What do I got to do? If you feel excited to try to find Hashem, you're getting Tisha B'Av. If you feel depressed, I can't, not enough, it's because our eyes look around at other people and say, I'm not holy enough. I can't bring Mashiach. What are we doing this for? Let me just make a couple of bucks and make my life work. Rav Brog has a pamphlet. You know, Rav Victor Miller's grandson has a great pamphlet that I read this Shabbat. The story of Chaim Shmulevitz is sitting in the bunker during the 6-day war, and they're all saying Tehillim. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz sees a lady who's an agunah for her whole life, many, many kids, and she stands up in the bunker. And she turns to Hashem and she says all the pain that she felt in her whole life. And Agunah, Hashem, I'm okay. If you please just forgive Klal Yisrael and get us out of this. He said the next moment that they started to win, Rav Chaim Shmulevitz says this woman was the Machriya. This lady that nobody knows her name, the Agunah, stood up and said, Hashem, I forgive you. Forgive your people. He said the 6-day, the 6-day war was won by a lady you never met. You don't think we could bring Geulah? The fourth quarter Jewish history, you're sitting on the floor. You don't think you could do it? Why? You know why? Why don't you think you could bring Geulah? Why don't you think it could be you? You know why? Because you looked around our whole lives and said, I know who's holy. You know why we don't think we can do it? Because of kin'ah. But not the kin'ah of I want it. The kin'ah that I'm not enough. I know me. Do me a favor. I know me. Everyone in this room and everyone watching knows nobody thinks my next action is going to bring Geulah. Nobody. You know why? Because we spent our whole lives going, I can't. I'm not enough. I can't. Who says you can't? Look at all who can. I heard the stories. I look around the room. I'm not. But failure is part. No. Just give me a few bucks. Give me what I need in life. Get me to my bagel and Shabbos Nachamu, and boom, see you next year. Get out of my way until Elul. If you're a Sephardi, we have less of an Elul. If I'm Ashkenazi, I get all the way to Rosh Hashanah. Hasta luego. Let me enjoy my summer. See you later. Come on, we're playing. It's like again and again and again. We're just playing around. It's like a joke. You know where this started from? You know where this mentality started from? It started from Tisha. I'm almost done. Prepare for we're initial departure. We're almost done. It's late. We just stopped the service. We're preparing for initial departure, initial descent. You know where it started from? It started from Tisha B'Av. Hashem says to the Jewish people, you're my people, I got you. I got you. You failed, you get up. You fail, you get up. You fail, you get up. Now it's your time. I'm going to bring you into Eretz Canaan. I got you. You can do this. And the people walk into Eretz Canaan, and they come out and listen to the words that they say. If it is not clear after hearing their words from the Torah, how much clearer can it get? They come out and they say, "V'nihi be'einenu kechagavim." You know why we can't win? Because we are in our eyes like grasshoppers. And God says, who told you to look? What are you looking at? Why can't you again? Are you not on my shoulders the whole midbar? Do you not eat out of the food from heaven? Do you not come from the clouds of glory? You think you're going to walk in, I'm going to leave you at the dusk? You think I'm not going to be with you? No. How'd you get this? You know how you got this? You walked in with emunah and you looked over and you saw somebody that was bigger than you. V'nihi be'einenu kechagavim. My eyes saw somebody else. It was a kinah that led to hopelessness. It was a kinah that led to depression and sadness. You know why I can fail? Because somebody else has better than me. Somebody else is bigger than me. I can't. You know why? God says, who says you can't? I'm telling you can. I'm God. I didn't prove myself yet. A split C isn't impressive enough. You said you can't as you're eating bread from heaven. That's not impressive. You can't? Says who? I'll tell you how we know we turn to Hashem. You know how I know? My eyes saw giants, and when I saw a giant, I became a grasshopper. And God says, who says you're a grasshopper? They must think I'm grasshoppers. I must be a grasshopper. I can't do it. I'm not enough. I'm just some this and I'm that. I can't be a great mom. I can't be a great Jew. I'm going to be the Machriah of Mashiach. My tefillah tomorrow is going to change things? Are you crazy? How do you know? God, I see the giants. My eyes. I believe it's with Chaim Vital. Check if I'm right or wrong. Go look at the sources. Says that every single month has a body part. Tammuz and Av are the two eyes. You know why? Because our eyes can't stop looking. You know what calls Bechinat Chinam? You know what Bechinat Chinam really is? It's kin'ah that comes out as sadness. It's I can't because I keep on looking at those that do and can, and I assume that everybody else has it figured out but me. Because when I grew up, they told me by 8th grade you got to know, and by 10th grade you got to know. And I know a guy at 21 who was a billionaire. I know a lady at 28 knew all of the Torah. I know everybody's successful. Everyone's got it. But you know what I know in my heart? I don't. So there must be something wrong with me. When you feel sad, the rabbi said, you know where that comes from? Kin'ah. Because pain should lead to growth. Pain is focus. And when you were 2 years old and you felt pain, you got yourself back up. And now you're 18, now you're 40, and you feel pain, and you give up? What changed? You know what changed? At 2, you were unaware at the other 2-year-olds. And at 40, you got your whole life mapped. Your neural map says, look here, I'm not enough. The treadmill started. By this point, I should be here, and this point, I should be here. I should have this by now, and this by now, and this thing, and I don't do the thing. I'm too late, and I'm too early, and this guy, and everyone else. I'm jealous. I can't say I'm jealous. I don't want it. I'm jealous, and I feel the kin'ah comes out in my world as I can't. I'm sad. Bechiyat chinam. This is the Tisha B'Av of our lives. And you can go your whole life fetching. And by the way, I do this all the time, by the way. You should know, you know how I know this? Because I live it. I live it all the time. I don't got this. The rabbi doesn't have to call me and give it to me if I got this. He would say, remember, say it. He doesn't have to give it to me. It took me an hour to understand what he meant on Friday. Our lives could be so amazing if we stopped being sad because we keep on looking at other people. The kin'ah that we have in our life is manifesting as I feel down. So I got to go talk to somebody, and fine, talk to people. You have to talk to people. I'm not taking away from that. But the downness is coming because I can't stop looking. In the old days, I looked at the people in my life. Now I look on the phone. I see these people. It's all fake. But it doesn't look fake to me when I look on the phone. It looks real. She's got the best life. How does she wake up in the morning and look amazing? She didn't even put on makeup. Yes, she did. How did she just find it out of her kitchen and she made this whole thing? She didn't just find it, she staged it. He didn't just figure out what to say. He's been practicing 1,000,000 times. He didn't just become an overnight millionaire. He inherited half his money. Stop being so impressed. And the ones who do, usually Hashem gives baracha. It doesn't come from their hands. But I'm looking and I can't. Bechiyat chinam. We have a life. We have a purpose. If your eyes are open on Tisha B'Av right now, you're being put in the 4th quarter of Jewish history. When I was in high school, when I was playing on a team, I didn't shoot. I got pulled out of the bench, and the coach looked at me and said, when I put you on the court in the 4th quarter, and I put the ball in your hands, if you don't have faith in me, in yourself to shoot, have faith in me and shoot anyways. If we don't have faith in ourselves, we're missing it. We're crazy. It's the 4th quarter of Jewish history. Your eyes are open. You think Hashem doesn't believe in you? You think because someone else has more, we're not enough? Hashem's like, stop looking. It's bichiyat chinam. And you know what happens when we have bichiyat chinam? There's 2 times in the Torah that is the beginning of all sin'ah. What are the 2 times in the Torah where we have sin'ah? One one-on-one and one with the Klal Yisrael. What's the first time you ever see sin'at chinam? When did 2 brothers hate each other the first time? Cain and Hevel. Why did Cain hate Hevel for? Because what happened to Hevel? He was accepted by Hashem as the 2 brothers. It was the kin'ah that led to the sin'ah. What was the first time we had Bnei Yisrael having kin'ah? What was the first time Bnei Yisrael, the actual children of Yaakov, had kin'ah? To who? To Yosef. That's what started the whole galut. Why did they hate Yosef for? What does the pasuk say? Or Chaim. What does the Or Chaim say? Yaakov loved Yosef more. I'm not enough because I'm looking at somebody else. You know what that leads to? I'm not enough. I can't look at you. Sin'at chinam means I don't like you. You know why? You don't even know I don't like you. I don't even know I don't like you. It's too deep. But I don't like you. You know why? Because your presence makes me feel like I'm not enough. It's not sin'ah because you're mad at me. It's not sin'ah because you did anything wrong to me. Hevel didn't do anything to Cain. Yosef did nothing to his brothers. What caused the whole sin'ah? You know what caused the sin'ah? He looked over and said, look at this. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. Boo-hoo. I'm not enough. And God says, for real? I'm not punishing you. Trust me. You're going to punish yourself. I'm not punishing you. I'm Hashem. I'm the most loving thing you'll know for the rest of your life. You keep this up, you're going to be sitting on the floor in 2025 feeling like I'm not enough. And the reason why you're not enough is because you can't keep your eyes to me. Stop looking around. Look at me. I brought you to this world. I'm growing you. I got a plan for you. I'm your mommy and your daddy. I don't care that you fail. I care that you think that you're a failure. I don't care that you stumbled. I think that you're a sinner. Rabbi Nachman says this, the worst thing, no one should ever try to sin. Chas v'shalom. Rabbi Nachman says, you know what the worst thing happens after somebody sins? We should never sin. You know what Rabbi Nachman says? The Yetzirah says, so religious, huh? So religious. Look at this. You yelled at this person? Look at this. Do me a favor. I told you. Relax. You're a sinner. Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is the night that if you're doing it correctly, you sit next to the Shekhinah. Wherever you are right now, picture in your head, you're sitting next to Hashem. In your head. Don't be broken tonight. Stop. Enough. Enough with I'm not enough. One night, let's stop crying already. Hashem Yitbarach, the Borei Olam, is sitting on the floor with us. Not Hashem himself, the Shekhinah. And he's telling us, I miss you. Where did you go? Where are you running? It's me and you. What are you worried about? You failed? Get up. You can't? Who says you can't? You can't bring Geula? Why? Because you're a young woman? Because you're an older man? Says who? And the pain that we're supposed to feel, the rabbi says, is a pain of how did I let my life not focus on this? Where did I go? How come when I gave my father the slippers, he gave me that what is wrong with me? If I'd spend my time trying to get closer to Hashem, I would be so much more fulfilled. I would be so much more accomplished. Where did I go all year? Feel it. He's next to us. Don't run from it. From today until Chatzot tomorrow, feel what was I thinking the loss of the relationship. I had the creator of the world tell me, I got you. And all I did was look at my neighbor and feel like he doesn't. And I missed my chance of what could I have been this year? What could I have been my life? How much could I have accomplished if it would have been just me and Hashem taking on the world? What was I doing? The pain, the ke'ev of the Chorban. I brought the Chorban from Kin'ah. I can't believe I let the Greeks got me. The Greeks got me. I was convinced that I am just a product of my class. I was convinced that because I'm not this already or that already, then there's something wrong with me. They got me. Feel that pain. Don't run from it. And then tomorrow, when the Shekhinah, he says, gets up up a little bit, sit up. And when you sit up tomorrow, say, I am so excited to start working on my Avodat Hashem. I'm ready. I'm not looking anymore. I don't care. I'm done looking. I'm putting on blinders. Me and Hashem. I'm almost done. I'm going to read you one pasuk. I'm going to call it a day, okay? Give you homework and we call it a day. Today, we read a perashah called Devarim. Devarim was Moshe's commentary on the story. It's the best perashah. It explains the whole story, but Moshe's commentary. This is the best commentator. Today, we read the story of the Meraglim, not the story of the Meraglim in Shalach in Bamidbar. We read Moshe's version of the story. Listen to what he says, and listen to these words closely, and tell me if they sound some familiar. V'tiragnu bo'alechem v'tomar b'sinat Hashem hotzianu mi'eretz Mitzrayim latet otanu b'yadhem u'ila ashmidenu. When you came out of the Meraglim, you went to your tents and said, Hashem hates us. Hashem Elohim, he says, I'm skipping a drop. Hashem Elohim, he goes, Hashem hates you? Hashem Elohim holech lifnechem. Hashem is walking in front of you. Hu yilachem lachem, he's going to fight for you. K'chol asher asai etchem b'Mitzrayim le'enechem. Look what he did for you in Mitzrayim. Ubamidbar. Asher re'ita asher nesa'acha Hashem Elokecha. Did you see that Hashem, listen to these words. You see how Hashem carried you? Listen, in the Torah, this isn't a commentary, this is Moshe. Kasher yisa ish et beno b'chol haderech. Hashem carried you like a father and a son. It's me and you. You're a little baby. I got you. You're my kid. B'chol haderech asher halachta ad bo'achem ad hamakom hazeh. What are you looking for? Who are you looking at? Moshe is saying this. This isn't Rashi. He's saying you missed it. Hashem, you're on Hashem's shoulders. And then he says, watch this. Ubedavar hazeh einchem ma'aminim b'Hashem Elokechem. This thing, that you're on his shoulders, that it's you and him in the world alone. There's nothing else in the world but you and Hashem. You're sitting on his shoulders. Why are you looking to the right and the left for? Look down, look up. This thing is what's holding you back. This is what's holding us back. It's causing us to be sad and to give up. It's causing us to be jealous. Our eyes are been conditioned since we were little to judge our success by somebody else. It's Greek. It's b'chiyat chinam. It's not Torah. It's not the way we're supposed to live. And it's causing our destruction. And we're going to let it forever. And when your kid comes home in 8th grade and says, I'm dumb or stupid or ugly, the mother and father are losing it. They're pulling their hair out. There are thousands of parents right now pulling their hair out as the kid says, you don't know me. I'm dumb. I'm unholy. I can't do it. And mom and dad are like, are you crazy? Am I wrong? And that's how Hashem feels this second. Are you crazy? Do you know who you are? You're my people. The whole world gave up on me. I got a couple of people left sitting on the floor. Nobody else is on the floor today. Who's sitting on the floor? 100,000 people? 50,000 people? There's 6 billion people in the world. Who's sitting on the floor for Hashem? We're sitting on the floor for him. And we think we're not enough. We're depressed and we give up. Hashem's like, are you kidding? Enough. It's time to stand up. Enough. We have to stand up and we have to work on the things that were holding us back since the Midbar. We have to together say we're working on conquering Kin'ah. Enough. We have to do this. We cannot fake ourselves out any longer. What is the point? So the Mandami wins or loses and then we're back here 10 years from now and there's a new dude that shows up and there's another war in Israel. How many more years we got to play this stupid game? So the rabbi said, here's homework. And I'm giving you homework. From now on, 1 time a day. Not hard. It's 1 time a day. 1 time a day until Rosh Hashanah. Not so far. Ready? When you feel down, you feel depressed, you feel sad. Again, I'm taking out trauma, take all this. Focus. When you feel down, I want you to say to yourself, I feel, don't use down anymore. Get the language out of your lips. Get sadness out of your lips. When you feel like you can't and you're about to give up, that feeling, we all have that depression feeling. We all have that I can'tness inside us. We all do. I want you to say, I feel jealous. Change your language. Your brain's going to go insane. Your brain's going to explode. I don't feel jealous. That's not jealousy. Jealousy means I hate the person. I hate the person. Say it anyways. Don't worry about it. The rabbi knows what he's talking about. You know what happens when you say you're jealous? Your brain goes, what? you'll see who you're jealous of. And when it comes to who you're jealous of, I want you to think of them and bless them to have more than they have already. I want you to have more. I walk into a room and I feel automatically down because someone looks better than me, and I feel down. I feel jealous. Oh, no, I don't feel jealous. I feel jealous. I hope she has much more. I hope he has much more. Get people out of your head. If there's someone in your life, bless them. Give them baracha. Give them more. God has plenty. And I asked the rabbi, we know this is just about you and Hashem. Just let's do more for Hashem. He says, don't do that. Because you can still do more for Hashem and be in competition. When we start getting rid of kin'ah, we're going to start to learn how to serve Hashem. We're not going to serve Hashem because we're competing with somebody. We're going to be left, when you look at everyone in your life that you feel jealous of and you bless them to have more than they have, you're going to be left with nobody in this world but Him. And then you're going to serve Hashem. Attack kin'ah. That's what's holding us back. Don't get distracted. It's kin'ah holding us back from Geulah. You're going to feel down. I'm begging you, between me and you until Rosh Hashanah, when you do, say, I feel jealous. Train your brain. And then whenever you find who you're jealous of, bless them to have more, and you will see one by one, it's going to go away. And when you stop being mekaneh people, you start feeling like I can. Simcha is tahor, atzvut is not. And it's kin'ah that's holding us back. Do not get distracted. Kin'ah has brought us into where we are today, and kin'ah will take us to the end. And if me and you tonight, right now, sit with the Shekhinah, say, Hashem, I'm not going to feel, when I feel down, I'm saying I feel jealous, and I'm going to search for what makes me jealous. I'm going to bless that person with 10 times more, because I just want to be me and you again. We're going to become the Jews that can go into Canaan and win. And build lives that are filled with hatzlacha. And be connected to Hashem and fix our problems. Don't think that you're supposed to be depressed. Don't get lost in down stories for the next 24 hours so that you can check off sadness. Don't lose the chance to watch Lo tatur achrei levavchem v'achrei einechem. Our eyes are causing our problems. And when we look around and bless everybody to win, when we realize that it's holding us back, we will start to be free. To realize that we're on Hashem's shoulders. And whatever He has in front of us, whether we win or lose, He wants us to get better. And we should be zochet to be these people and see the day that Mashiach comes. B'mhera b'yameinu amen.